Hi everyone, I am Krishna Yelika. I have 14 plus years of IT experience with 5 plus years of experience in generative AI and agentic AI. Currently, I'm working for top MNC. Today, we are going to discuss about generative AI and agentic AI. So, see the first slide here. See the definition of generative AI. Generative AI is a AI model that creates new content or that generates new content such as images, text, code, summary, and chatbot responses. C. Generative AI is a AI model so that integrates with the LLM to understand and generate new content. So in this generative AI, we integrate LLMs like OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, AWS Bedrock, and open source LLMs, Hugging Face, as well as Grok. We have many other models. We can integrate any model. And you can see the OpenAI, Claude, Gemini Pro, Olama. So generative AI is a concept. So in order to bring that concept into reality, we use the coding frameworks like LangChain, Llama Index. These are the popular frameworks to develop generative AI applications, right? So this is the definition of generative AI. Simply that creates the content. Example is the chat GPT. So OpenAI company, they developed generative AI application that is called chat GPT. In that you have to provide the input, which is nothing but prompt. So prompt is nothing but instructions to the AI. So once we provide the prompt input, so ChatGPT will give us the response, right? Like if you ask what is AI, it will reply with AI means artificial intelligence. It's a part of machine learning like that, right? So see, simply we can understand in that we integrate many LLM models, right? These are the LLM models. So using the generative AI, we can develop chatbots that can interact with the company own data like documents, PDFs, databases, knowledge bases, and all. I will, so this system is called RAG integration. In the next slide, I will explain what is RAG, right? So we will build the chatbots. Chatbot generates text, images, code, summary like ChatGPT. But we won't use any tools like ChatGPT, Gemini. We will develop those generative AI applications, chatbots, using LangChain and Python coding. So you will get strong hands-on experience. After this course, you will get strong hands-on experience. So you will develop your own generative AI applications using the frameworks and Python code. Okay, the next slide. See, I already told you in generative AI, we integrate the LLM, right? So see the difference between LLM and generative AI, right? So see the second section, it's a LLM, it's a simply brain, right? And see the third section, it's a generative AI, it's brain plus tools. So in simple, you can see LLM stands for large language model. It is trained on large amount of data and gives useful results, right? So example, OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, Grok. So in order to develop our business use cases or real-time projects, LLM, using LLM, we can't achieve. We have to use the LangChain generative AI framework. In that, we have features like memory, and we can integrate tools like image AI to generate image, and other Google search tool and RAG databases. So here you can understand one point, generative AI is trained on the large amount of data, and that can give the only text or JSON in the as a response. It can't create image, but in the chat GPT we can able to see the image, right? LLM only give the response in the form of simple text, right? So if you want to develop image model, so we have to integrate the image AI tool. So that tool features we can achieve through generative AI. So in the chat GPT, they integrated many tools like image AI and video AI, other RAG tools and other Google search tools to get these kind of text, image, video, right? So example I will show, right? So in this you can see for LLM also we can provide the text. What is AI? It will give AI is artificial intelligence, right? It mimics the human brain. So it will give that kind of response. But if you want to build proper real-time application with memory means it can remember the previous messages, and whenever you enter the new message, it can understand the new message based on the previous messages. Like us, we remember, right, past messages as well as, so that we can communicate with the human beings in the same way. So LLM don't have memory. It only give the response as for the input. If you ask what is AI, it will give the artificial intelligence. But if you ask give image for AI, right? LLM won't give. So we have to integrate some different models, image model, image AI, video AI tools, some other tool, other RAG tools. So simply you can understand. I will show the difference between. You can see this is the chat GPT tool. You can see the entire UI. So this is the chatbot from OpenAI company. So this is called chat GPT. So in the input, if you ask any question, it gives the response. So we got artificial intelligence, right? This is generative AI application, but you can see here we can change the model. Model is nothing but LLM. So now we have GPT 5.5, the latest one, like the GPT 5.3. So we have multiple models in OpenAI. Like that, we have Anthropic, we have many models like Claude, and in Gemini Pro, we have Gemini 3.0, 3 Pro, and 3.0 Flash models. Like that, we have many models. So go to the LangChain, go to the documents here. So in this, go to integrations. So you can observe we have LLMs, right? These LLMs we used in generative AI applications to build complete business real-time use case. So if you go to the OpenAI, this is the LLM. Here we can see the models. See, the model is GPT-5 Nano. You can see one other model GPT 5.4 mini. Like that, we have GPT 5.5 in our chat GPT. So, like that, we have Anthropic. Go to chat Anthropic. This is LLM model. Here you can see Claude IQ 4i15 2025 1001. This is the model. Like that, every OpenAI is the company. They they provide the LLMs, right? We have to take the subscription. Like that, Anthropic also developed few LLMs. Like we have Google, AWS, Nvidia, Hugging Face. Hugging Face is open source. We no need to pay anything. But other models, we have to take the subscription. We have to pay the amount. So we have Microsoft and we have Olama model. This is Meta's open source model, and we have Grok model. Yeah, these are the LLMs. So as I mentioned in the slide, right? So we develop the generative AI applications aligned with the client requirements in the company. Suppose if you are working for TCS, Wipro, so we got the projects, right? Client asks develop generative AI application with OpenAI. So then we have to choose the OpenAI models like GPT 5.3, GPT 5.4, like that. If they ask, I want Claude models, we need to select the Claude Haiku model. Like that, if they ask Gemini, so we have to choose the Gemini Pro 3.0, like that. So in generative AI applications, we build the chatbots, but LLM is simply AI model. It's a AI program. It trained on the huge, large volume of data. Based on that knowledge, it provides the response. So we can't develop. We can build the simple text-based chatbots uh, for the generic answers. If you ask AI, it will give the response. But if you ask about any hospital, right, data, the hospital don't expose the data to the world, right? If you take the continental hospital have millions of patients data, so those are very confidential. So though they don't give the patient reports to the companies like OpenAI, Cloud, right? So in that case, we if the Continental Hospital asks us to develop chatbot to fetch the patient reports, so they have the different sources like PDFs, means the test reports in the form of PDFs and images, right? And SQL databases and other websites and other books as well. So what we do, we actually convert the entire data into RAG system, which is nothing but we store the data in vector stores. Like we have the many vector database like FAS, Chroma DB, Azure Search, RAG Stack. So we store these continental hospital data into the vector store. Then if I ask what are the tests last week I gone through, right? So directly LLM don't aware that. But if you build the generative AI applications, then we integrate the data using the RAG system pipeline. So the generative AI applications don't know my information, my test reports. So this will connect to the RAG system. In the RAG system, we already stored my reports, last month reports, and every report, right? So generative AI get the data from the source, and it will analyze and give the meaningful, understandable, simple text to the as a human as a reply, right? So for that purpose, we build a chatbot for Continental Hospital for their patient reports. So this is the simple use case. Then see the difference exactly. LLM is a AI model that only give the text. But if you want to extra features like memory, if you want to use the tools, if you want to build the proper chatbot with login, profile, account, then we need the support of generative AI application. Generative AI is a concept. We have to use the coding frameworks like LangChain, Llama Index. So so that we can fulfill the real-time business use case. You can see the simple difference. LLM is a brain. It understands and writes the language. Means it understands and give the response as a language. Means simple text. But generative AI is nothing but LLM plus memory plus tools. It can create text, images, search, and more. Right? So this achieves complete real-time applications. This only provide the text response, right? So this is the simple difference. So next topic is agentic AI. First, in generative AI, by seeing the title, we understand this is a AI model that generates the text, images, video, audio, whatever, JSON, right? In the same way, you can understand that the concept by seeing the title. Here, what is agentic AI? Agentic, you have to understand the meaning of agentic. It's a AI model, and then you have to understand agentic, right? Agentic means having the power to act independently, make decision, and move step by step towards the goal, like human beings, like us, right? So we have a power, right? Think and act independently, autonomously. So we take our own decisions, and for that we follow some steps, right? In the same way, agentic AI also do the same thing. It capability to understand independently, understand the problem, and make the decision, move step by step. So this is the meaning of agentic. Now you can see the meaning of agentic AI. Agentic AI is a system that understand the goal, means that understand the business problem, makes the plan, means after understanding the problem, it can write down the plan. Then it execute. Plan is nothing but list of actions, right? It take action, means it execute one action and then other action in sequential, step by step. So it takes action and works step by step to achieve the goal. For the simple example, you can see you are a student. Student want to become AI engineer, right? So you completed your BTech. Now you want to become AI engineer. For that, you have to set the goal. Goal is become AI engineer, right? Then for that, once you set the goal, then second thing, student understand the goal and then make the plan. Plan is nothing but learn Gen AI 1 month, learn Agentic AI 1 month, prepare interviews and practice for 1 month, 3 months. So that is plan. You note down, you list down all these 3 points, and after that, student attend the interview, finally get the job. In the same way, Agentic AI understand the goal, creates the plan, follows the follows the steps to achieve it. Here you can see the simple diagram. Uh, so goal is become AI engineer as a student. Assume you are a student. So your goal is you completed BTech, then you set the goal to become AI engineer. So now you understand the goal. So I want to become AI engineer. So then what you do, you note down the plan, right? The first thing is to become engineer. Simply we won't become, right? Directly if you go to the interview, you won't get success. You have to plan accordingly and execute the plan. The first plan is in the first point, right? In the plan, you can see learn Gen AI, learn Agentic AI, prepare interview questions, and practice. This is the plan. You note down and you execute the first one. This it took 1 month. For the Second step 1 month, third and fourth step it take 1 month. So totally 3 months. Once you list down the plan to execute the plan, it takes how much time? 1 month. After that, it execute the plan. After that, you will attend the interview. Attend the interview, nothing but execute the part of execution, right? So, and then finally you will get the job. Once you execute the plan only, you can get the job. Otherwise, you can't. In the same way, Agentic AI also, Agentic AI understand the goal, creates plan, follows the steps to achieve it. This is Agentic AI. It's a AI system. So it focus on goal and makes the plan, takes the action, and works step by step to achieve it. So in the current market, 100% companies, they are planning to automate their business, means they are automate their projects. So they want to automate the Java team, they want to automate the Python team, they want to automate the .NET team, they want to automate SAP team, Salesforce team, everything. In that case, so how the automation happen? So as a agentic, if you are the part of agentic AI engineer, you will get chance to automate the Java developer team. So you will build the agentic system that completely builds the Java code and deploy. So you will build a agentic AI system in that you create a plan like five agents. One agent is for creating the user interface HTML. Other agent is for building the APIs. Other agent is for the uh, creating Java code. Other agent is for test the Java code, and the next agent is deploy the Java code in production environment. So in this plan, you actually developed 5 to 6 agents, right? The collection of agents works towards to achieve the goal. Finally, they submit the results to the main agent, nothing but team manager, team leader. So he will assign the tasks to other agent like deployment agent. So this is the process to automate the Java developer team. What happens? So currently the company having assume in one team they have 100 Java developers. Once we developed agentic AI system to automate that process, the Java team, 100 team scaled down means reduced. They got they lost their job. Company layoffs the employees. 100 team become now 2 to 3 members only for the support, right? That also will be replaced after some time. So now what happens if you are the part of agentic AI? So you will secure your job. So for that, it is very mandatory. It's very important for us to learn the agentic AI Gen AI. So if you see the next slide, the difference between generative AI and agentic AI, right? So we already learned that generative AI only creates the content based on the input. It generates and creates content, useful content based on the user input. Example, text, images, music, video. We have example tool ChatGPT. So it focuses on only creating each and every step. We have to provide the prompt. Example, for if you want to text, if you ask the I need a text for artificial intelligence. In the same way, if you want to image, right? I want image for artificial intelligence. In the same way, I want a music for artificial intelligence, and I want a video for. So every step you are giving the prompt, but in agentic AI, you no need to provide prompt at every step. So we have to set the goal. We will give the instructions. uh, in the agent level only one time. So if once we give the inputs, it understand the input and the instructions goal, and it will execute the plan steps, take actions, and achieve goal. So it focuses achieve goals. So okay, this is the difference. So we are using the agentic AI, we automate the entire process with multiple agents. Agentic meaning is nothing but it think independently, take the action independently, like us human beings. But generative AI only creates the content. If you take the ChatGPT, it can't automate the real time, day to day work. So we have to take the help of agentic AI. So we in that we will build the agents for each and every task, small tasks, and that particular agent execute responsible and autonomous to execute the particular task, and it will give the response to the main agent. And like that, if you have the multiple agents, finally those submit the results to the main agent. Main agent uh, take the action. So, but in the ChatGPT only we create the chatbots. Using the chatbot, we will get the response. We can't automate the entire process, right? Yeah. So this is the difference between the Gen AI and Agentic AI. Now we will see the real-time demo. Then for the generative AI, I will show how we build the generative AI applications with the LangChain Python coding. As I mentioned, we don't use tools. So we use the LangChain framework as well as Python language. So now our goal is now we have to develop the chatbot like ChatGPT. How the ChatGPT developed chatbot? We developed our own chatbot. Okay, for that I am opening this one and go to the VS Code. Here I'm creating the Python file chatbot 2.py. So keep this file, close all other. Okay. So I took the Python file. Right now, I developed my own generative AI applications. Nothing but chatbot. How the chat GPT they develop. Okay. After this course, you will develop your own generative AI chatbot. You develop own API. You develop own your RAG system. Like that, you develop your own project based on the business client needs. In the same way, you can able to automate the day-to-day work in the corporate. You can automate the insurance claims, health insurance claims. You can automate the HR HR work. You can automate IT support work. Everything you can automate, right? HR work is to check the Naukri portal and they pull the relevant profiles. They compare the job description, their job description with the existing profiles, and they find the most relevant top profiles that match with the job description. And after that, they email to the candidate for the interview schedule, right? Mean for the email means we have to access the email, the tool, right? Gmail, whatever. So we can automate the entire process using Agentic AI. So now I'm building the chatbot, right? So we are using the LangChain. So in the LangChain, I already mentioned. So we have the OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, right? So I use the Grok because it's free, open source model for the simple tasks. Okay. Hope you understand. Then I'm starting the code. Now you can see this is the LangChain framework, which is nothing but language chain. We have two words in that. Understand language plus chain. So means it in the chain it can chain understand the language, give the response. Right. The chain you can see we will see in the slide. You can see first step is prompt. Second step is LLM. So in the generative AI application, we integrate the LLM. The second and third step is the only step two. And the third step is output. So remember this slide. The first step is input, second step is LLM, third step is output. So if you remember that, you can easily develop the code. First, you can input is nothing but prompt, right? Prompt. So I'm using the pipe symbol, LLM, and again pipe symbol. This is second step. Third step, nothing but output, right? Output parser. I explain the code, each and every line. So you just compare the slide. So first step is prompt, which is nothing but input. Second step is LLM. Third step is output. In the same way, prompt, LLM, and output parser. So if you remember like this, right? You simply write the code by own. So first thing, prompt we need to import the libraries. LLM we need to import the libraries. Like that we need to import the libraries for output process. You can understand. Actually, I assign these things to chain. Generally, what is chain? Chain is nothing but in the chain we have the metal rings, right? Metal rings. So all the metal rings connected all the each other means links of the metal rings connected each other to form the chain. So here in the same way, example, we have the gold chain, we have the gate, we can lock the gate with the chain, metal chain, iron chain, right? So in the same way, we have the metal rings, those links connected each other to form the chain. So here also, we this is the step one. Step one. Step one. The second step is, as for the slides, this is the step two. In the same way, this is the step three. So we are connecting all the steps in sequential using the pipe symbol. Pipe symbol used to connect the one step with next step, right? So that we can form the chain. The lang chain, you can see the meaning, language chain. So it's connecting the language, the prompt, and next it's processing the input. This is the input. The next step is LLM is processing input, giving the output. So it's completely handling the language, right? So that's why this is a LangChain. So we are integrating all those step one, step two, step three with the pipe symbol. So remember this pipe symbol. Okay. Now we have to import the libraries. The first library is from LangChain underscore. You can use OpenAI import as I mentioned from the LangChain website. OpenAI chart OpenAI. This is the one LLM model from LangChain underscore Anthropic import chart Anthropic. So we have other LLM models, LangChain underscore graph import chart graph. Okay. So this is the LLM model. We are importing all the libraries based on the chain only. So these libraries related to LLM, then we have to import the libraries with respect to prompt, right? Further, from LangChain underscore core dot prompts import chart from template. So yeah, we import the library about the prompt. Next output cursor from LangChain underscore core dot core dot output underscore tasks import str output parser. So now we achieved the imported the libraries regarding this step as well. Third step, we achieved the we imported the libraries about step one, step two, step three, and one more important thing is here you can see in order to connect with the OpenAI, Anthropic, chart graph, we need those are the LLM ones. We have to connect using the secret keys. So secret keys we won't keep in the code file. We won't keep in .py file. So for that we keep in the .env file. We have the OpenAI key, Grok key, LangChain key, right? So we keep the keys here for the security purpose, and we load these keys into the our chatbot file. So for that we have the one library, so which in nothing but .env import load underscore .env. So now we load all those keys, load underscore .env. Simple how you can remember, right? I will let you know. So here we have .env file. In the same way, we imported .env library. From that we have the function method load underscore .env. So I'm calling that method so that all the keys available here. Then we have to set those keys, right? We have to set those in keys to environmental variables. For that we use the import OS. So now OS dot environ environ Grok API. Grok is nothing but LLM model, right? API key. We have many LLM models. So OS dot get env. So Grok API key. The second step, we have to import the LangChain keys as well. OS dot environ chain API key. OS dot get env LangChain API key. So OS dot environ LangChain tracing v2 equal to true. I will explain line by line. right? So this is for setting the to connect with the LangChain in order to monitor our logs. So if a user enters their inputs, right, which is nothing but activity, input and output, token size, the time, everything is nothing but activity. So in order to record those activities, we use the LangChain API key. So for that, we have to give the permission LangChain tracing instrument. We are recording, giving the permissions from app, this file for all activities of user. So for using these two lines, we can record and monitor user activity from the chatbot. We will see. I will show that in real time. So this is about, yeah, this is nothing but import libraries, right? Import lib section. So set environment variables. This section is import libs. Now we set the environmental variables. Now we have to build a prompt LLM, right? So first we take the LLM. LLM equal to LLM model. LLM equal to. So I have the access to Grok, and currently I don't have access to Chat OpenAI and Anthropic. So I'm using this one, right? So use this Chat Grok. You have to pass the model equal to. We have the model like Quen 3 underscore 32 billion. So how we can get this model? I will show that one. Go to the Grok website. Yeah, grok.com. So now build your start building. Click on this. You go to the playground. Now you can see. So Grok providing these models. I used this model. Quen 3 hyphen 32 billion means I will explain what is this model. Okay? This is about Grok model. So I have the access to the Grok so that I can use this model. We have other models, meta models, Llama 3.1, like that OpenAI models we have. So these are the very um, uh, basic models. Currently, we have 70 billion parameters as well. This means 32 billion. So if you go to the code, I use the Grok model. So then the first step is prompt, right? Prompt. E- Prompt equal to, for that we have the imported library, right? Chat prompt template, chat prompt template. So the first thing is system prompt. System. I will explain all the code. We have to set the role. You are a helpful assistant. Please respond to the question. This is the system prompt. Then we have to give the user prompt. User from chat promptlet we have method dot from underscore message. So this is prompt. I will explain the code, this prompt, everything I explain. Then we have to develop output parser, right? Output parser equal to str output underscore parser. Yeah. So now you can see we define all those variables and link it to the chain using the pipe symbol. Now our job is step 3, output parser. You can keep the step 1 on top. Step 1. This is the step 2, right? In the how we define here chain. First one is the prompt, second one step is LLM, third step is output parser. We are integrating using a pipe symbol. So now build the UI. For that we import the Streamlit library, import Streamlit as st. Okay. Now st dot title my chart bot, then st dot input underscore text equal to st dot text underscore input. In that we provide the solution. Enter your question here. Now we check the input underscore text if exist, then st dot write. We have to invoke the chain so that LLM will trigger with the input. Invoke question. What we have to provide? So input text, right? Input underscore text. Done. So now we go through the each and every line. The first section is importing the lists, right? So in this section, we are importing the 3 LLM models. So I'm using the chart graph. If you want chart OpenAI, chart Anthropic, so simply copy this one and put it here in the LLM section. Then you provide the Anthropic model, like we have Claude, right? So this model is for graph. For Anthropic, we have separate models. Like that, OpenAI, we have separate model. If you want to use the OpenAI, just simply copy this OpenAI class and paste here. And now you replace with the GPT 5.5. So you can you can use the OpenAI model as well. So like this, we can integrate the LLM. So you can see now we have the entire chatbot. This is generative AI application. Inside we integrate the LLM. This is nothing but LLM. This is the brain of the LLM. Before that, I actually integrated multiple steps, prompt, setting the environmental variable, and I'm getting the output parser. I'm presenting in the UI, user interface, right? So this is the difference actually. So LLM we only used inside generative AI application. The entire code is generative application. Inside we have LLM. This is brain. So remaining code is like you can assume eyes, ears, hands, legs like that. But brain is the main important thing, right? So yeah, so that is the power of LLM. Now we completed code. The first part is import libs. Here we have chart, OpenAI, chart Anthropic, chart Grok. This creates this library is useful to connect with the actual LLMs. This is useful to connect with the Grok LLM. This is useful to connect with the OpenAI LLM. This is connect with the Anthropic LLM. LLM is nothing but AI system trained on the huge amount of the data that can give the response, useful response based on the user input. Input is nothing but prompt. So the second step, we have to provide the prompt, right? For the prompt, we imported this library. This creates the prompt for the LLM. The the next is out string output parser. So we come in order to convert LLM output into simple text, we use this one. And second, the next one is .env. So the we can't keep directly the API keys here. So we keep the API keys in .env, and then we load those keys using the these two lines. So .env is nothing but this is the .env. From that we are loading the keys. This is for the security, right? So OS handles the environmental variables. It uses to set the environmental variables like these keys. And the next thing is this is for user interface, to develop user interface. So in the you can see this section, I'm setting the environmental variables. I'm setting the Grok API because I'm using that. If you use a OpenAI, you can use the OpenAI API key. If you use, I already keep here, but express I don't have activation at this time. You can directly use this API key. So I'm using the LangChain API key in order to track, monitor user activity end to end. For that, I have to give the permission to tracing version v2, right? So this is for monitoring. So now go to this step to LangChain, actually execute the chain, invoke the chain in order to process the language. So for that we have the first step prompt, second step LLM, third step parser. So for the prompt, we already imported the libraries chart prompt template from the LangChain core. Then we use the method and set the this prompt. Here you can see the first thing, system in system prompt. System prompt sets the role and instructions, like we can say you are helpful assistant or you are helpful teacher, right? So your job is respond to the student questions. So these are the instructions. The first point is the role and second point is instructions. So we are actually setting the behavior to the LLM. So this actually controls the behavior. System prompt controls the behavior of the our chatbot. Then user prompt means whenever user enters the text, like in ChatGPT, we enter the text, right? What is AI, what is machine learning? So same way, user provides the input, that is user prompt that change dynamically. So that's why we have this curly braces. So the next step is we are defining the LLM. I used chart graph. You can use chart OpenAI, chart Anthropic, so that we have to import the model. You can see Quen 32 billion. This is very powerful model. Trained on LLM is AI system trained on the huge amount of data. So here you can see 32 billion parameters this model got trained on. So if you take the OpenAI that got trained on 72 billion parameters, more than that. Anthropic also very powerful, right? This is 32 billion. Even 32 billion also very powerful model. So we have output parsers. This is for once we get the response from LLM. From this LLM, we have to convert that into simple text so that we can understand, right? So we can get the feel of we are in the conversation with the human only. We can't feel like any other chatbots. So chain, we developed a chain, defined chain. So in order to use this my generative AI model, I need to develop user interface. For that, I used Streamlit. I provide the title, and then it is for creating input box, so that user can enter the input. I'm checking if user enter text or not. If he enters, I'm invoking the chain with the input question. Input question is what is AI. So it will go here in the prompt, and what is AI is the input. Now it ask LLM. LLM give the, it means artificial intelligence, and we are converting into simple text, providing to the user. So now we will test, right? We will check this chatbot. Go to the command prompt and go to the specific folder. Now I'm using the Streamlit, right? Streamlit run chatbot. This is my file chatbot2.py. So I'm running in the local host. You can see here. So I deployed in my local, the chatbot I deployed in my local. You can see the local URL, localhost colon 8501. So there is a small error typo. Wait dot environment. Yeah, there is a typo. I deployed in my local, right? So you can see the magic how I can get the yeah. This is like ChatGPT only. We will add the some styles and some beautiful animations in order to convert this into proper real-time project. So I'm asking a question. Hi, yeah, how can I assist you? So you see the reply, right? You can see the reply in the same way. Now you build your own chatbot. So using your LangChain and Python code, you not depend on any ChatGPT, Gemini tools. What is like that after this course, you will become a expert in this AI field. You will become agentic AI. Yeah, you can see AI stands for artificial intelligence, right? So we have the theory about this, right? So yeah, learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception, long understanding, and all. Yeah, machine learning is part of AI, deep learning, natural language processing. So, so you can ask, give me Java program for adding two numbers. Now you can see, yeah, this is the option one, hard-coded values. Option two, user input. Using this, you can enter your input. Using this, you can directly provide the hard-coded values. Say, just copy paste in the Java interpreter, run, you will get the results. So see the power of AI. So if AI providing the code, Java code, .NET code, SAP code, so we can the companies don't need the employees, Java resources, .NET resources. They need only AI engineers. So that this is a very important to learn this course to become expert. After this course, you will get hands-on, very strong hands-on experience on generative AI, agentic AI, as well as Python, so that you can secure your job. Otherwise, you are in high risk. So like this, we can companies lay off the employees if they develop the agentic AI projects, right? And generative AI projects. So these are very important thing. So now we can go to the LangChain. We already mentioned what is the LangChain. Here you can see. Yeah, using the LangChain, we can build the generative AI applications and agentic AI applications, and then we after building, so far using the LangChain, we provided the keys to track the monitor the user activities, right? So using the LangChain, we already developed, we built the application and we tested, means we remove the errors, then monitor. Now we will check the monitor. We already deployed in local and production also we can deploy, but we can see monitoring, right? For that we have LangSmith, try LangSmith. Yeah, so now you can go here. These are the monitoring. So the company will monitor each and every activity of user. I just first query input I asked I, right? In the same way, second question I asked what is AI? You can see input what is AI? Output I got this response, right? A related AI. Input output, right? So you can see I used this LLM model, Quen. This is Grok model, right? See the time 2.74 seconds. Okay. So this is where we can monitor. The third question I asked, give me Java program. So see the input, give me Java program for adding two numbers. The output from LLM. LLM is Quen, right? So LLM is brain. So see the sequential, right? Step by step input. This is the output. This is the input section. Now you can see the output. You can see the code, right? Yeah, this is the code, Java code. Like that, we can generate SAP code, .NET code, HTML code, everything. So this is how we can check the monitoring of user activities. For that, we provide the LangChain API key and permission to. You can see input, output. We didn't get any error, and the start time, latency. Latency means processing time, 2.64 seconds. And you can see the tokens mean part of word. It's nothing but token is nothing but word. It's a word. So we got 1357 words as a response from LLM for the third query. Second query, we got 1168 words, the tokens response from LLM. In the same way, 162 tokens we got from LLM. This is how we can actually cost also. This is open source. We don't have cost, but if you use the OpenAI Anthropic, we can see the cost as well. So like this, we can monitor the cost and the processing time. This is very important for the companies. They are 90% they focus on cost reducing and quick response. 90% requirement they only focus on this. For that, we have to check the our logs for to monitor activities. If the cost is high, we have to optimize the prompt and so that we can try to reduce the cost as much as possible. Okay, hope you understand my session today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all.